everybody, Cinema Sickness here with another collection update for you. And I got some awesome stuff to show you today, like I always do. But the best part about everything I have to show you today is the fact that it was 50% off. You gotta love that. I love a deal like that. 50% off sounds good to me. And got all this stuff from Liberty Thrift and Home Furnishings. You've seen me hunt there before. I've done hunting videos there. You've seen many pickups from Liberty Thrift before. And I always come out of there with some awesome stuff. Now, pretty excited because all their stores were 50% off. There's like 4 or 5 stores in the area. Well, there's like 4 stores in the area, and then there's a 5th one that's like an hour away. But still, all their stores 50% off this week, so I was pretty excited about that. Definitely had to hit up my favorite store, which is the store in Collegeville, Pennsylvania. Even though there's a store the next town over, I haven't been out there yet. 50% off there too, but I haven't been out there yet. That store's okay. I find some decent deals there, but the store in Collegeville, Pennsylvania, always find amazing deals at this store. So, of course, had to hit this store up. And today was no different. Found some great stuff. And it was all 50% off, which is just an absolute steal. Got some really, really good deals. One of the things I also love about this store is the fact that right next door is Little Liberty, which is their children's store. Pretty cool the way they have it split up like that. All the other Liberty thrift stores just have a children's section. But this one has its actual own children's store, a store dedicated to just children's items and clothing and all kinds of fun stuff. So pretty cool to go hit up Liberty Thrift and then head across the street and hit up the children's store and look through all the children's titles they have, because there's DVDs and VHS and whatnot at both stores. Pretty cool. So again, got some pretty awesome stuff today. So let's take a look at what I picked up. So the first thing here I have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 CD soundtracks. Got all these for 50 cents a piece because they were marked at $1. So 50% off, 50 cents. Awesome deal. First one I picked up here, this was an interesting find. I really didn't know what to make of this, but it was pretty cool. And this is Pirates of the Caribbean Swashbuckling Sea Songs. You see it's all animated there with like a cartoon Captain Jack and the Black Pearl behind him. So interesting. Looks like all just pirate music. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, that's how things like Yo-Ho, Pirates like for me and whatnot. So very interesting. You know, Blow the Man Down, Yo-Ho-Ho, Legend of Davy Jones, Shiver Me Timbers. So a lot of interesting music on here. I guess this was probably just marketed towards kids. Again, I'm not 100% sure exactly what this release was all about, but I'm guessing just a, from what I could tell, I'm guessing, well, see, DisneyPirates.com, so I don't know, maybe there was something special. I mean, obviously this was marketed towards kids, but I don't know if there was something that went along with this. I don't know if it was like a show. I don't think there's a show or a comic book or something. I don't know, maybe a book series. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming this was marketed towards kids. I just don't know if there was more to this than just a CD, but still very cool. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Had to pick it up. Now, this was really interesting. This is not necessarily a soundtrack per se. It's kind of a spin-off of a soundtrack, I guess you could say. And that is Songs Made More Famous by the Movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Very interesting. It is what it says it is. This is basically just a lot of music from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And but the actual real recordings is a lot of music from that soundtrack, or all music from the soundtrack, I'm not sure, was re-recorded stuff, I guess, according to what I've read here on the back. That appears to be the case, but or at least different versions of it or something like that. But this is apparently all the original songs, all the original, you know, bluegrass songs that were either used in the movie or kind of made more famous because of the movie, because some of this stuff wasn't necessarily in the movie. But it's just an interesting find. Like I said, not necessarily a soundtrack. I do have the Oh Brother soundtrack. It's fantastic, but this is just really interesting, the fact that they put this out. And this is, again, just all music, as it says, made more famous by the movie. So just an interesting find. I really don't have anything like this in my collection yet. So very cool. I love bluegrass music, so very excited to check this out and hear all the original music. And here's some other songs on here, too, that were not in the movie and that are not on the Oh Brother soundtrack. So very cool. Definitely had to grab that. This is interesting. If I'm not mistaken, this was once packaged with Juno, and that is Juno's Mix CD, which, as it says actually on the CD, more music and B-sides, as it says right there. So, just what it is, just 5 more songs, I guess B-sides, that were not on the Juno soundtrack. So, pretty interesting. I do have the Juno soundtrack. So, cool to have this to go along with it. Very awesome. And, again, if I'm not mistaken, this once came packaged with the DVD. It was the DVD, and then it comes in with those, like, cardboard kind of DVD size cardboard cases, and then this slides into it. I would love to get that actual piece of cardboard at some point. I love having those. So hopefully someday I'll get that. But for now, it's pretty cool to just have this alone, because I do enjoy the music on the Juno soundtrack. It's one of my favorite soundtracks, so very cool to have 5 more songs. Sounds awesome. This is really cool. We have the Real Genius soundtrack. Very awesome, because I love this movie. Looks like, I mean, the music's okay. People like Tears for Fears and Bryan Adams, the text tone. So some interesting music on here. Pretty cool. Definitely something I wanted to pick up. Again, I love this movie, and very interesting. I don't know if there's been other releases, other CD releases, but iTunes did not recognize this CD. All the other CDs I have, and usually all the other CDs I put in, I'll put in some really random and obscure stuff. I'll put in stuff from bands that are like local bands, and iTunes will know and have all the track listings, like somebody already submitted them or something. It would not find the Real Genius soundtrack. I found that very interesting, but still very cool. And for 50 cents, I had to grab that. And then the last CD I have here. This is not really a soundtrack either, but you guys know I picked these up, and well, I mean, it is a soundtrack, but it's not a soundtrack to a movie, I should say. Now, again, you guys know I pick these up every time I come across them, and I put them within my soundtrack collection. These are kind of a gray area thing, but hey, it's my collection. I can do what I want with it, and that is Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration. So it's a soundtrack to Walt Disney World. So yeah, I mean, again, gray area for me, because a lot of these, this one doesn't, but a lot of these do feature songs that are featured in movies, or that are from movies, or perhaps that are featured on rides that are from a movie. And it's Disney World, which Disney World is all about movies. I mean, as Walt Disney said 100,000 million times, it all started with a mouth. So it's a gray area, but I always put these within my soundtracks. I know it is what it is. I love these, but like I said, this doesn't have any music from any songs or any movies or anything like that. This is just a 5-track CD. That's it. But what's really cool is the fact that this has the actual music for Illuminations. Illuminations Reflection of the Earth. It's amazing. If you haven't seen that, if you go to Disney World and you're doing all 4 parks, well, I say Disney World, but a lot of people think of Magic Kingdom when they say Disney World. No, Disney World is the actual the Walt Disney World Resort. Is all 4 parks and everything, and the water parks and all that stuff. That's all Walt Disney World. The whole property is Walt Disney World. Then you get all the different parks. So if you go and you're doing Epcot, which I highly recommend, because, all right, well, Future World of Epcot, which is like the whole front half, really needs an overhaul. It's seen better days. They have some awesome rides. I mean, Soarin', Test Track, Mission Space. I mean, those are great rides. Go for that alone. But it still needs to be updated and whatnot. Those rides are great, but there's the whole front of the park needs to be like redone. But anyway, the back of the park, which is the World Showcase, amazing. I spend like full days back there. I love it. It's my favorite part of all 4 parks. I can just go back there and just, if I ever went down by myself, which hopefully someday I'll get to do, go down by myself, I'd love to just do that. I think it'd be really relaxing. I will just sit back there for like days and just hang out and just watch people and just kick up my feet and just sit back there. It is so relaxing. It's my favorite place in the world to be, which is the World Showcase. I love it. So anyway, so what's cool about this is the music from, like I said, Illuminations. And Illuminations is this thing they do back on the actual lagoon, which the World Showcase is around. And it's this pyrotechnic, laser light show, fireworks, like, music thing. It's crazy. They have this big earth that comes out, and it shows like it's got like a LED screen on it and stuff, and it shows pictures of it. And then it opens up and flames come out. It's really awesome. Check it out. It's an amazing show. By far one of the greatest shows to see in Disney. If you're going to see something, see that. If you're going to see just one show, one thing they do, stick around for Illuminations. It's fantastic. And this year has the music for it. I thought it was really cool. It was really neat that when I popped this in, and I saw it says Reflections of Earth, Reflections of Earth. I thought to myself, like, as in Illuminations? And sure enough, that's what it was. So very cool. In fact, it was really weird to listen to this and the song be over and then not all of a sudden just hear people go, yeah, woo. You know, I was waiting for all the clapping and cheering, and it was weird to hear it without that. So pretty cool. It has some other stuff on it too, like Promise, Tapestry of Nations, things like that. Songs that were also from around the time the Millennium Celebration they did in Walt Disney World, and like for parades and stuff like that. Things that necessarily aren't going on anymore, but very cool. Illuminations is still going on, still using this music. And it's definitely something you should check out. So, again, not necessarily a soundtrack for a movie, but a soundtrack for a Walt Disney park, and I put that within my soundtracks. It is what it is. So very cool. And 50 cents for this, definitely a steal. Okay, so now on to actually some movies. So I ended up picking up 2 VHS tapes. First one I grabbed here was really cool, and that is Never Cry Wolf, which is just cool in of itself. Great movie, and I do have it on DVD. But this here is the Anchor Bay release. Now, unfortunately, it does have Mr. John Lucas? I think that's what this says. Mr. John Lucas's address on it, which I couldn't get off. Maybe I can rip it off and use some glue gun. We'll see. I'll test that at some point, but it's just on the case. It's not a big deal, but really cool Anchor Bay release. And again, guys, what I love about the Anchor Bay releases is that the artwork inside, very cool, and thus why I will pick up any Anchor Bay clamshell release, because I love the artwork inside. So very cool. Again, great movie, great Disney title that I do have on DVD, but really cool to have the Anchor Bay release as well. That is awesome. I paid what did I pay for this? I also paid, no, I paid $0.25 for this. These were 50 cents, so I paid $0.25 for this. And the same thing goes with this as well. This is really cool. This is Alice in Wonderland on VHS. Now, what's cool about this is from the Walt Disney Masterpiece Collection release. Now, I do already have a Walt Disney Masterpiece Collection release of Alice in Wonderland, but this is an artwork variation that I did not have yet. And if I've done my research correctly, there's only one more Masterpiece Collection release that I need, and that is Robin Hood. Now, again, I do already have Robin Hood, the Masterpiece Collection on VHS. However, there's a variation, artwork variation, where it basically has artwork kind of similar to this. It's Robin Hood. I think he's like pulling back his bow, and it just says Walt Disney Masterpiece like that. Whereas the one I have, it's a little bit more fancy. It's got the Walt Disney Masterpiece logo across the top. It's a later release. So I need the early release. Once I have that, I'll be good to go. Because again, if I'm not mistaken, I think there were 3 re-releases throughout the Masterpiece series. There was Alice in Wonderland, Robin Hood, and Mary Poppins. I have both Mary Poppins. I have both Alice in Wonderlands. I just need both Robin Hoods, and then I'll be set. So I just need that one more Robin Hood, and then I'll have them all. So very cool. Just an artwork variation that I did not have yet, and definitely had to grab it for for 25 cents. Just another amazing deal. And now on to the actual DVDs I grabbed. Got some cool stuff here. First I picked up was the complete first season of, this is awesome, Back to You. Now, all individual releases here, individual discs in their own cases, but very cool. This is all 3 discs. They were all in perfect shape of the first season. Well, see, it says season 1, but this only lasted 1 season. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think this lasted through the entire first season, because there's a whole bunch of episodes on here. Like the last 3 or 4 episodes are all unaired episodes. So, yeah, I guess the show wasn't that big of a hit. But, I mean, Kelsey Grammer and Patricia Heaton, oh, Pat, I am absolutely just in love with her. I think she's just absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, had to pick this up for Pat alone. But, I mean, Kelsey Grammer, I love him as well. I mean, Cheers, Frasier, Simpsons, I'm a big fan of him. So, very, very cool. And the show looks really interesting. And even on places like Amazon and stuff like that, a lot of people say, you know, bring the show back. We want to see this show. So, I guess it didn't do all that well as far as ratings go when the show was actually on air. But apparently a lot of people, the people who did watch this, enjoyed it. So, definitely cool. And I grabbed this for a total of $3. Now, all their DVDs are usually marked at $3. It's one of those things where it's every movie's $3 or as priced. Now, these are all priced at $2. They all have a $2 sticker on, if you can see that right there. So I got all these for $1 a piece after the 50% off. So $3 for all this. That's an awesome deal. Great, great find right here. And definitely a show I really look forward to checking out. I'm actually kind of pissed off that I just started King of Queens, because I don't like watching 2 TV shows at the same time. I kind of just like to stick with one. So I'm kind of pissed off that I started that, because I'm like, damn, I really want to watch this now. And I'm tempted to do 2 TV shows at the same time. We'll have to see. I don't know. But very awesome. Great find right there. Now, this was an amazing find as well. This, I was so excited. And the fact that it was in perfect condition, I was a little leery, because the artwork is, you know, or the case is a little dirty and nicked up. And I was like, that's not a good sign. I have a bad feeling about the DVD. I think the DVD was going to be scratched to hell, which would have really bummed me out. But no, DVD in perfect shape. And that is Midnight Madness. Very awesome. As you can see, a Walt Disney Pictures Presents title. Very cool. Already had this one. I had an Anchor Bay VHS release. Unfortunately, not a clamshell release. Just a regular cardboard case release. So no cool artwork inside. But I already had it on VHS. So very cool to now replace it with the DVD. And this is something you don't come across very often. I've never seen this in the wild before. So very, very awesome. I still haven't watched this movie yet. Definitely looking forward to checking this movie out. It looks just cheesy and ridiculous. So very, very cool. Can't believe I found this. This was an amazing find. And I picked this up for $1.50. So just a steal. Very cool. Then also for $1.50, this looks really awesome. This is Harlem Globetrotters, the team that changed the world. Looks like a really cool documentary about the Harlem Globetrotters, which is really awesome because I grew up always knowing them as, you know, that wacky team, not really a team, but, you know, the group of people who did all the wacky basketball shows. They did like stunt basketball shows, you know, all kinds of slam dunks and stuff, and clowning around and goofing around, having a good time. They put on shows. So that's how I always knew the Harlem Globetrotters. That's what I always knew them as. But it wasn't until like even a few years ago I found out that they were actually a team. They were a real basketball team at one point. And I didn't really do much information or look up much information to do much research. So I've always kind of been curious, how did they go from a real actual basketball team, an actual team, you know, competing with other teams, to what they are now? And I'm assuming I'm going to learn that in this documentary. So very awesome pickup. Really, really cool. Very excited about this, and just something I got to check out. I love documentaries, and I'm really interested in learning more about the Harlem Globetrotters. I'm really curious to see how they went from being a regular basketball team to what they are today. So very cool. And then a title I picked up to replace my VHS copy, and that is When a Man Loves a Woman. Like I said, I have this one on VHS. Picking it up to replace my VHS copy. I have not watched this yet, but Andy Garcia, Meg Ryan, I mean, it's a romantic comedy, but it looks pretty cool, and definitely one I wanted to check out. And for $1.50, had to grab it. Then I grabbed, this is a double feature set of Snowflake, Bentley, and a word that I can say in my head, but when it comes out of my mouth, it doesn't always work. Chrysanthemum? Am I saying that right? I don't know. Again, it sounds great in my head, but when I actually say it, I think I'm saying it wrong. This is from the Scholastic Storytime DVD collection, and they come on their own individual disc, which is really cool. Now, as I've said before, these Scholastic releases, this is the only one I'd have like this. The other ones I have are like completely different looking. But what I love about these is the animation. It's the stories told in animation, but it's all like really, I should say all really good animation. Some of the newer animated stories aren't that good, but some of this is from like the 60s, 70s, 80s, early 90s. And it's that type of animation. Some of these stories were whoever drew these up years and years and years ago. And it's really cool to see these all animated and see the actual animated stories narrated by, for instance, Sean Astin and Meryl Streep in these. So very cool. And I really enjoy these, again, just for the animation alone. I mean, the stories they're okay. They're kid stories, but what I really enjoy is the animation. The animation is usually pretty good. And these are from, looks like the mid to early 90s. So I'm assuming the animation of these will be probably pretty good. We'll have to see. I don't know. But I always pick these up when I come across them because the animation is pretty cool. And as somebody who is an animation junkie, I love picking these up. And then finally, the last DVD I grabbed, again for $1.50, which if I didn't mention is what I grabbed this for as well, was Ben 10 Alien Force Volume 1. Trying to get all the Ben 10 Alien Force releases. I think I have 4 of them now. I think I have like 1, 3, 4, and like 8 or something like that. So I'm kind of all over the place. But eventually I will get all these. So I had to grab it. And surprisingly, in good shape. I was really expecting this to be scratched as well. But no, in perfect shape. The kid who owned this must have been awesome. So $1.50 for this as well. Very cool. Hopefully I'll get all these at some point. So there you go, guys. That's it. A lot of awesome stuff. I mean, some great soundtracks, cool VHS. The DVDs, I got some really cool stuff. I mean, Midnight Madness and the, what was that? I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name of that. Back to You. I mean, I didn't even, first of all, I didn't even know that show existed until today. I never heard of the show. I knew nothing about it. Like I said, it didn't even last the full season on air. So I had never heard of the show. I didn't know anything about it. When I came across it today, I thought, first I saw Kelsey Grammer. I'm like, oh, this looks pretty cool. And then I saw Pat on it, and I was like, done deal. I have to pick this up. So really excited about that, and just grabbed so many cool things. Another, the artwork variation of Alice in Wonderland. Just all in all, a fantastic day. A lot of really cool stuff, and all 50% off. All this year, 50% off. Love, love, love when Liberty Thrift has that deal going on. So excellent day. So anyway, guys, that is it. So like I always say, if you like this video, please give me a like. If you're not already subbed, please do. And if you're not already over at cinemasickness.com, head on over there, check it out. A lot more to see there than just these videos. all kinds of things, up-to-date information on like deals and stuff that are going on and what I'm up to. All up-to-date information. So definitely check it out. And of course, while you're there, check out Team Cygnus. If you like my videos, definitely check out their videos. A lot of great stuff from them. And while you're there, be sure to click on the merchandise tab and purchase yourself a Cinema Cygnus sticker and or a Cinema Cygnus button. They are dirt cheap, and I would certainly appreciate your support. And you can always find links to all my social media sites, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and a bunch of other sites as well. They're all there. Follow me on those sites as well. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.